Former German Chancellor Angela Merkel disclosed the other day that she had never taken the Minsk Accords seriously. Signed in 2015, the Minsk Accords between Kiev and the representatives of the self-proclaimed Donetsk and Lugansk People's Republics envisaged the reintegration into Ukraine of the breakaway republics in exchange for a constitutional amendment guaranteeing autonomy to the two provinces. Germany, France and Russia were the guarantors. But now, according to Merkel, Minsk was never anything more than a mechanism to buy time for Ukraine. Ukraine, quote, used this time to get stronger. Back then, Putin could easily have overrun Ukraine, and I very much doubt that the NATO countries could have done as much as they are doing now. Merkel's comments echo those of former Ukraine President Petro Poroshenko, who in June disclosed that he had signed on to Minsk only in order to gain time. Our goal, quote, was to first stop the threat, or at least to delay the war, to secure 8 years, to restore economic growth, and create powerful armed forces. That the Minsk years were used by NATO to rebuild Ukraine's armed forces is something NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg likes to boast of. Angela Merkel has now confirmed what we had suspected all along. Neither Germany, nor France, nor Ukraine was ever serious about implementing Minsk. This, of course, puts bait to the notion that Russia had abandoned the path of peace and has chosen that of war. There was, in fact, no path of peace. Responding to Merkel's comments, President Putin observed, quote, I did not expect to hear this. I had hoped that other participants in the Minsk process were sincere with us. Turns out that they lied to us. The point was only to pump up Ukraine with weapons and prepare for hostilities. Putin is surely feigning surprise here. Did he really believe that Merkel was sincere about Minsk? The same Merkel that back in 2014 had signed off on the violent overthrow of Ukraine President Viktor Yanukovych? The same Merkel who had said nothing during the 8 years in which some 13,000 people were killed in the Donbass? Merkel's admission does, however, raise an important question. How do we get to a peace agreement in Ukraine? Why would Russia believe that the NATO powers intend to take this agreement any more seriously than they took Minsk? Why would this agreement not also be a mechanism to buy time for NATO?